Welcome to Mindful Yoga Part 1. In this mindful yoga practice, we are developing present moment awareness by attending closely to body sensation, thoughts, and emotions. The intention is to be with things as they are from moment to moment. While moving through these postures, we may experience pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral feeling tones. And as in all mindful practices, we have an opportunity to carefully explore what is happening for us. Every moment can be a yoga, a linking of our awareness with the truth of whatever is happening. One important guideline is that we treat ourselves with kindness at all times. So if you notice any areas of discomfort or pain in the body, you're always welcome to adjust the posture or change it completely to something that is more appropriate for you. So let's begin lying on a mat or soft surface in comfortable clothing, with the feet apart, letting the toes fall out to the sides, and having the palms facing up. And if you like, closing the eyes and feeling the body in this position. Bringing awareness to your breathing and feeling the breath moving through the body. And if you like, placing one hand on the belly and one on the chest. Maybe feeling the movement of the belly or chest as you breathe in and out. And always knowing that you can breathe in a way that feels appropriate for you. And when you're ready, gently stretching the arms behind you on the floor so the body is stretching long. And feeling into the hands, the arms, shoulders, through the chest and belly, through the legs and feet. And you may want to stretch the heels out. So you have a long stretch between the heels and the fingertips. And feeling your breathing in this position. And when you're ready, releasing the arms back down to the sides and letting go. And checking in with yourself, with body sensation, thoughts and emotions in this moment. And now when you're ready, you can bend the knees and have the feet flat on the floor with the feet about hip distance apart. And if you like, extending the arms out to the sides of the body with the palms facing down. And now gently rolling and rocking the pelvis by gently pressing your lower back down to the floor. And then gently rolling the tailbone and buttocks forward so the lower back may come up away from the floor, and then gently rolling the tailbone back down so the lower back comes back down to the floor. And at your own pace, just rolling, gently rolling the pelvis, tailbone and buttocks forward so the lower back lifts away from the floor. And rolling the lower back down to the floor. And just being with yourself in this simple, gentle movement, bringing full awareness into your body and mind from moment to moment. And when you're ready, releasing the arms back down to the sides, letting the legs stretch out on the floor, coming back to this neutral posture, and checking in with yourself again, feeling any effects of this posture in the body in terms of sensation or thoughts or emotions that may be there right now. Fully alive and alert in this body, in this moment. And from here, we'll bend the knees toward the chest. So keeping the head back on the floor, you may be able to bring your hands over tops of the knees, or maybe you have your hands between the thighs and the calves. And just feeling what it's like to be in this kind of rolled up ball position. If you'd like, you can lift the head up toward the knees. And releasing back, the head back down to the floor. And again, if you'd like, lifting the head up again toward the knees, perhaps touching the face to, or the forehead to the knee. And when you're ready, releasing the head back down. And gradually releasing your legs all the way back down to the ground, your arms back down. And allowing your awareness to receive any sensations, messages, thoughts, emotions, sounds from within the body or around you. So from here, let's take the right knee, so bending the right knee, and if you can, bringing your hands over top of the right knee or behind the calf there. And when you're ready, lifting your head up toward the right knee. And releasing back down, the head back down to the floor. You may want to experiment with moving and breathing together. So for example, and I'll just make a suggestion here for breathing. You might choose to follow this suggestion, or you could breathe in any way that feels appropriate for you. So if you'd like, breathing in with your head on the floor, and breathing out as you lift your head up toward the right knee. And then again, breathing in as you release your head back down to the floor. And if you'd like, you could do a few more lifts of the head toward the knee. And if you choose, linking your movement with your breathing in and out. Just taking your time, moving at your own pace, and getting in touch with your body as it is, here and now. So let's release the head back down when you're ready, and release the right leg out, back down to the floor. And now let's go to the left side. So bending the left knee, bringing your hands up around the top of the knee or behind the knee. And when you're ready, lifting your head up toward the left knee. Releasing down as you're ready. And let's lift the head up again at your own pace, perhaps linking the breathing together, moving down whenever you're ready. Feeling each moment of movement. And releasing the head back down, releasing the left leg out on the floor again. Coming back to neutral posture, lying down on the back. Staying right inside your body, aware of what's happening. Also noticing any thoughts or emotions that are there. So from here, we're going to make a transition. And as we're moving from one position to another, see if you can make each moment of movement part of your awareness practice. So let's come on to our hands and knees now. Moving on to the hands and knees. You might want to have your knees about hip distance apart, your hands about shoulder distance apart. So feeling yourself in this body position. And just a reminder that you're always welcome to make any adjustments to this or any other posture. Sometimes this could be uncomfortable on the wrists, and if so, you could make fists with your hands. So whatever hand position you have, Feeling into your breathing here in this position. So now we're going to lower the head down toward the floor, at the same time lifting the spine and the back up toward the ceiling. And now lowering down the belly, lifting up the head and the tailbone. And again, lowering down the head toward the floor, lifting up the back. And the opposite way, lowering down the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head. And you may want to make a few more of these cat-cow movements, perhaps seeing how the breathing wants to move from moment to moment. And when you're ready, coming back to neutral position, sometimes called the table posture, with the back somewhat flat and the hands and knees on the floor. So if you'd like to work with the balance a little bit more, we can try taking the right leg up behind you on the floor, stretching the right leg back and perhaps lifting the right foot off the floor. So you have both hands on the floor, the left knee on the floor, and the right leg lifted back. So you might choose to remain here with awareness, breathing, gentleness, with alertness. If you want to challenge your balance more, you might try lifting your left arm up, so the opposite arm to the leg that's lifted. Feeling yourself working with this body in a balancing posture. It may be helpful to keep your eyes kind of anchored on a point on the floor or in front of you somewhere. Feeling your breathing here. Perhaps choosing to hold longer, or if you like, releasing down anytime you're ready, coming back down to the table position, knees and hands on the floor. Also doing anything you need to take care of your wrists or any other part of your body. So let's go to the opposite side. So if you'd like, stretching your left leg back. So both hands are on the floor, the right knee is on the floor, and the left leg is stretched back, and maybe the left leg is lifting off the floor. With yourself in this posture. You might choose to stay here, or you might want to lift the right arm up, so to come to a balancing posture. Left leg stretched back, right arm stretched forward. Noticing areas in the body that feel tense or tight, that may be shaking or working hard or even uncomfortable, knowing that you always have a choice about those uncomfortable sensations, whether you gently move the body into a more comfortable position, or you redirect your attention away from the discomfort and focus instead on your breathing or some other body part. Or you might even move right up into the discomfort and mindfully explore it, feel it very carefully from the inside. And if you haven't already, you can gently release the arm and the leg. Come back down to hands and feet, hands and knees. And if you'd like to, gently lowering your bottom down toward your heels. Come into the child's pose, perhaps with your forehead on the floor, or maybe on the backs of your hands or forearms, or even making fists with your hands and resting your forehead there. And if you're resting in the child's pose, just feeling everything that's happening in the body. Perhaps breathing into some deeper parts of the back or the belly. Okay, so from here, we'll make another transition, a mindful transition with full awareness coming onto the back again. Coming onto the back. And seeing how it feels now to lie on the back once again. Okay, so we're going to bend the knees again, have the feet on the floor about hip distance apart. We're going to take the arms behind us again, stretching the arms back behind you. And then, as you like, lifting the hips up off the floor. And then releasing the hips back down to the floor. We're going to lift the hips again. If you'd like, you could practice doing something with your breath as you lift up, or maybe just lifting without paying particular attention to the breathing. And again, when you're ready, releasing the hips down. One more time, lifting the hips up. Seeing if it's possible to soften or release any tension. Even while lifting the hips, are there any parts of the lower body or back that you could soften and release? And when you're ready, releasing the hips down to the floor. Bringing the arms back down alongside the body. And stretching the legs out again to the neutral position. And feeling what's happening in the body and in the mind. So let's bend the knees again. This time we'll have the knees together, feet together, and the feet on the floor. And you can bring your arms up behind your head. You might want to clasp the fingers behind your head. And then gently lowering your knees down toward the right side. You may want to lift your feet off the floor in this twist with the knees toward the right side. And you're welcome to gently turn your head toward the left side and feel the stretch in any part of the body where you might feel it. You might want to explore the breathing and feel where the breathing is felt in this twisting posture. And when you're ready, coming back to the center, and then releasing the knees over to the left side, either with the feet on the floor or the feet lifted off the floor. And if you'd like, gently turning your head toward the right side. And while you're in this twisting posture, just noticing what's happening in your face. So eyes may be open or closed. And noticing any areas of tension or tightness. Noticing muscles around the eyes, the mouth, the jaw, shoulders. Having awareness of all the different things happening in the body at this time. And maybe choosing to move more deeply into a stretch or a breath. Or maybe releasing, coming back to a neutral posture. So when you're ready, bringing the knees back to center and then straightening the legs out again. Bringing the body back to resting position on the back. So from here, let's bend the left knee and place the left foot on the floor again. We're going to lift the right leg up off the floor and just noticing how high your leg wants to go, depending on your flexibility, your strength, or even your desire for stretching more or less on this or any other day. Just noticing how it is for you today. If you like, reaching your hands toward the right thigh or the right calf, perhaps clasping your fingers behind some part of the right leg that's lifted. Feeling your self here, noticing body sensation, breathing, thoughts, emotions. And if you want to stretch more, perhaps lifting your hand higher toward the right foot or the right ankle, and perhaps even lifting your head up toward the right leg. And knowing what your limits are, working with your limits, maybe holding back a little bit, or maybe choosing to move up toward your limits of stretch and exploring your limits a little bit. Remembering that your well-being and your self-care is an equal partner in any of these explorations. And your breathing is an equal partner in any of these yoga postures. And when you're ready, releasing the head back and releasing the right leg down. And feeling the effects, any effects of that practice. So again, with the one foot on the floor, this time the right foot on the floor with the right knee bent, and lifting the left leg up, opposite side, seeing how high your leg wants to lift, and perhaps reaching your arms or your hands toward the left thigh or the back of the left lower leg. Feeling the stretch. And if you'd like to go further, lifting your hands up toward the left ankle or the left foot, and perhaps lifting your head up toward your left leg. And feeling how your breathing might be an active part of this posture, or maybe not so much right now. Noticing any areas of tension or tightness in the face or the shoulders, the jaw, their neck. Seeing if it's possible to soften even while stretching. And when you're ready, releasing the head and the leg down, coming back down onto your back on the floor. Being with yourself here and now. So we'll make a transition onto the left side. So your left hip, your left leg are on the floor. You might want to bend your left arm and place your head in your hand on the left side. And you might want to have your right hand on the floor in front of you. And you might have your right leg stacked on top of your left leg. And just feeling yourself in this posture, in this moment. Now, let's take the right leg up, lifting it away from the left leg. So lifting the right leg up, noticing how high you lift your leg, perhaps holding back a little bit to take care of yourself, perhaps stretching a little bit more deeply and actively today. Wherever you are is where you are, just being accepting of yourself and what you choose to do. And then lowering the right leg back down to rest on top of the left leg. And if you'd like, lifting the right leg again, perhaps lifting and lowering the leg several times at your own pace, if you like. And when you're ready, releasing the right leg down. Again, feeling yourself in this posture. Now let's make a transition to the opposite side. So having awareness all the way through the movement from left side over to the right side of the body. So right hip on the floor, right leg on the floor, perhaps the right arm bent and having the head in the right hand. Maybe the left hand is on the floor in front of you, and the left leg is stacked on top of the right leg. And when you're ready, you might want to lift the left leg up away toward the ceiling. And when you're ready, lowering the left leg down. And now moving at your own pace. If you'd like to lift and lower the left leg several times, staying in touch with each moment, following the movement inside, tracking the movement inside the body, perhaps connecting your breathing and lifting, and the breathing and lowering, or breathing in any way that feels appropriate for you. And releasing back down, pausing for a moment on the side here. And from here, we'll transition with full awareness onto our belly. So coming over now onto the belly. And you might want to have your forehead resting on the back of your hands, the back of your forearms. Or you might like to have the cheek, one side of the face resting directly on the floor. And the arms could be forward or down toward the hips. So checking in with things as they are in this posture. Noticing breathing, body sensation, thoughts, emotions. So from here, let's take the head gently lifting up and gently lifting up the right leg in the back. So the hands or the arms are down toward the hips. And lowering down, gently lowering down the head and the right leg. Let's do the opposite side. So as you breathe in, gently lifting the left leg, gently lifting the head. And releasing down. One more time. Breathing in, lifting the head and the right leg. Noticing how far you've lifted and maybe choosing to go farther, or maybe choosing to lower down and release sooner. So if you haven't already, gently lowering down the head and the right leg. One more time, lifting the head and the left leg behind you. Feeling what's happening in the rest of the body, any muscle tension. Noticing the breathing. And releasing the head and the leg down. From here, if you'd like, you could lift the head and both legs, keeping the arms down. And lower down with the head and the legs. And perhaps lifting one more time, the head and the legs. Maybe choosing to hold the head and the legs up for a few moments as you breathe and notice sensations. And when you're ready, lowering the head down, lowering the legs down. And filling your body with awareness, present moment awareness. So let's make a transition, mindful transition onto the back. Coming down to neutral posture, resting posture, the feet slightly apart, the hands alongside the body with the palms facing up, or any other position that's comfortable for the hands. Perhaps covering yourself with a blanket or extra clothing. Allowing your eyes to close if they weren't already closed. letting your body rest in stillness. And now when you're ready, gently moving fingers or the toes, moving your body, and gradually coming to an end of our mindful yoga practice.